I didn't go to Alaska to heal. I went there to disappear. But out on the edge of the Tongass rainforest, in a cabin with floor-to-ceiling windows and no neighbors for miles, I wasn't alone. Someone had been waiting for me to arrive, watching, learning my routine. What happened over the next 3 nights is the reason I will never stay in an isolated Airbnb again. This is the story of the cabin outside Ketchikan and the man who never left it. October 2024. I booked the place because it promised everything I thought I wanted. No neighbors, no cell service, private shoreline, complete solitude. After months of divorce hearings, paperwork, attorneys, and walking into an empty home that used to be mine, I needed quiet. I needed a place where nobody knew my name. The host, a man named Marcus, met me at the float plane dock. Cell service drops about 2 miles offshore, he told me as we loaded my bags into his skiff. There's a satellite phone in the cabin. Weather's turning. You sure you want to be out there alone? I told him yes. I wanted the silence. The ride out was 20 minutes of cold rain and gray water slapping the hull. The cabin appeared suddenly, an A-frame perched on a rocky peninsula, forest swallowing everything behind it. Inside it was cozy. Wood stove, propane lamps, loft bed. Marcus showed me the generator, the wood pile, and the bear horn. I'll be back in 3 days, he said. When the boat pulled away, everything went quiet. Just the rain on the roof and the 1,000-yard silence of the Alaskan wilderness. That first night was everything I needed. I cooked, read by the fire, fell asleep in the loft. The next morning, I stepped outside and froze. A boot print, deep, fresh, right outside the sliding glass door, size 11 or 12, facing inward. I tried to explain it logically, failed. I hiked the shoreline. The cabin stood alone. No other structures, no neighbors, no footprints but mine. But when I got back at dusk, the wood stove was burning. I had let it die. Someone had been inside. I grabbed the satellite phone, didn't call. I searched the cabin. Everything was exactly where I left it, except the loft window. I knew I locked it. Now it was unlatched. I barricaded the sliding door, sat by the fire with a kitchen knife, waited. Around 3:47 a.m., a branch snapped outside. I crawled to the window. A figure stood in the rain, tall, still, facing the cabin. He didn't move, didn't speak, just watched. Then he turned and walked into the forest. At dawn, I followed his tracks. 200 yards into the trees, I found a clearing and a second cabin, smaller, older, smoke drifting from the chimney. Someone was living here. Outside were propane tanks, clotheslines, gear, and Polaroids. Dozens. Photos of my cabin. Different angles, different seasons. And in several of them, me. Reading, cooking, sleeping. The door opened. A man stepped out. Gaunt, mid-40s, pale eyes that didn't blink. "You're in my cabin," he said. Marcus rents out my cabin. He stepped toward me. I've been here 3 years, before Marcus, before you. He built that new place on my land. Brings strangers. I watch them. Make sure they leave. I tried to keep my voice steady. I'll leave today. "You can't," he said. "Boat doesn't come till tomorrow." He pointed toward the windows of the main cabin. "Tonight, you stay there, and you let me watch. It's my home, my view." I ran, not to the cabin, to the shoreline. High tide had swallowed the beach. Waves smashed the rocks. I was trapped. He stepped out of the trees, watching me with that same empty expression. Then I saw it. A kayak, half buried in brush. He saw it too. "Don't," he said. I sprinted, grabbed the kayak, dragged it to the water. He lunged, grabbed the stern. I swung the paddle, hit his shoulder, pushed off. The current was brutal. Waves crashed over the bow. I paddled until my arms shook. After 3 hours, I saw lights. Ketchikan. I collapsed at the dock. Someone called 911. The Coast Guard found both cabins. But the man was gone. His shack emptied out. Polaroids removed. Marcus didn't own the land. His listing was taken down. Both cabins were demolished months later. But the man was never found. Sometimes at night, I wonder how many guests he watched before me. How many never noticed the unlatching window, the shifted logs, the boot prints facing inward. If you ever book a remote cabin, check the property records, check the windows, check the ground. And if you see a boot print pointing toward the door, leave.